Hey, I'm Nick Peoples. Today we're going to be cooking some stuffed manicotti. We're going to make it with a little ricotta cheese, some Italian sausage, and put it in the oven. It's going to be quick and easy. Go ahead and show you the ingredients we're going to be using today. We got some Italian sausage. We got some frozen spinach just thawed out. A thing of ricotta cheese. You can get the part skim, make it a little healthier. Basic can of spaghetti sauce. This one's got basil in it already. We're going to add a little extra for some extra flavor. Package of cream cheese, Parmesan cheese, and of course that extra basil. So first things first, we're going to go ahead and start our pasta water. I've got some water already boiling on the stove. It's important to remember when you're cooking pasta to make sure you get the water good and salty, so put you a good amount of salt in it. Add some flavor for those noodles, and we'll go ahead and take our pasta noodles here and get them by. And while we're waiting for that water to start boiling, we'll go ahead and start the Italian sausage here. We've just got some basic Italian sausage. You can use shrimp in this, chicken. There's a lot of different proteins you can put in it. I just found that the sausage adds a good flavor and it's quick and easy. So we'll go ahead and stick that in our skillet here and get that going. Just over some medium heat here. So you're just going to basically want to brown this, and then we're going to drain off most of the grease from it. Get it good and brown. You want to try to chop it up pretty good, make some small pieces. You don't want big hunks in your pasta. But this will cook pretty quick. All right. Our water is just about ready back here. These noodles also don't take very long. You want to cook them what we call al dente, so they have a little bit of a bite to them, because they're also going to go in the oven for a few minutes. So you don't want it to come out and just be a bunch of soggy noodles that fall apart in the pan. So we'll get this sausage nice and brown here. While that's working, getting brown for us, I'm going to go ahead over here and grab my sauce and my fresh basil. And you can do this the hard way. You can make some fresh sauce, which is awesome, with some nice heirloom tomatoes and things like that, which is probably going to taste a little better, but it's a lot quicker and easier to make it with just a can of sauce and then add you some fresh basil in it to give it a little more in-depth flavor. Sausage good and brown for us here. And like I said, you want to get this sausage chopped up pretty good, so it's not big hunks, because when we get this finished, we're going to take our cheeses and this sausage and that spinach that we have, and we're going to pipe it all into our manicotti noodles. Sounds difficult. This is one of those meals that you can make, and it sounds impressive when people ask you what you're going to make, and tell them, oh, I'm making stuffed manicotti, but in reality it's pretty simple to make, and I haven't found too many people that don't like it. Alright, so got that sauce back there on low. I'm just going to take a few sprigs of fresh basil and put in it. Just like that, just to give it some a little more flavor. Give that a quick stir. I think our water is just about coming to temperature there. And I've already got my oven preheated on 400. Like I said, when we get all this done, we're going to put it in, pipe it into our noodles, put it in just to a basic baking dish. You can use these loaf dishes, work great. It's about the perfect size. And then we're just going to stick it in the oven just to get those cheeses good and melty on top. Kind of helps everything come together a little bit. All right. Sausage is just about done here. There we go. And make sure you get all these hunks cut up too. You don't want any kind of raw sausage going into this because it's not really going to bake in the oven long enough to kill bacteria or anything. So there we go. Alright, so we'll go ahead and turn that down on low. And our water is boiling, so we'll go ahead and stick our manicotti noodles in. These are manicotti noodles, just giant noodles. So you can, again, make these yourself. They're going to taste a little better. I'm sure Italians everywhere are screaming. But they're a lot easier to handle. Just buy them packaged over the counter. Stick them into your pasta water. You're going to boil them for probably, I'd say 7-8 minutes. So they're, like I said, good and al dente. And then we'll stick them in the oven there. Alright, so got those on a good boil there. Alright, so once your sausage is good and cooked, if you have real fatty sausage, this will be the point where you need to take it off of the stove eye and drain some of the grease off. But the sausage we have here today is pretty lean, so it'll be just fine. So we'll go ahead and reduce that down on low for a moment and get our filling working. And we've got our cream cheese, ricotta cheese, and Parmesan cheese. The Parmesan cheese is going to go on top of it. So first thing you want to do is get your ricotta cheese in there and your cream cheese so it can be melting a little bit. Alright. Make sure you keep an eye on your pasta. You want to make sure you're giving it a good stir so it doesn't stick to the bottom. But again, be very careful because this tears apart. If it tears apart, it's kind of not usable. So, got our sauce back here on low, going with that fresh basil in it. Alright, we're going to stick some cream cheese in here first. If you want to be a little healthier, you can get the fat-free kind, but it always tastes better if you use the full fat. Get our cream cheese put in here with the sausage so it can be kind of melting a little. It's a little easier to work with once you put it in the piping bag. And you're going to use about 3/4 of a block of cream cheese. Just about like that. That should be about perfect. All right. Sure we're keeping our pasta stirred a little bit, just lightly moving in that pot so it doesn't get overcooked for us. Alright, and we're just gonna cut this cream cheese right into this sausage. Just like that. Alright. And we'll go ahead and add a little bit of ricotta cheese. Ricotta cheese just gives it that smooth texture that you want, and you're going to use just about an entire 16-ounce container of ricotta cheese in this because you want it to be good. And actually we'll go ahead and put the whole thing in there. Alright, move that around a little bit, let that sausage kind of help melt it down. Our pasta should be about to the point where we're going to take it out and drain it off. And this looks like a big mess right now, but it'll all come together in just a minute.